Alright, so this stupid thing, it's still cutting me off. It's this app. Because I got a new phone, but the app is fucked up. So anyway, it says in verse 10, and delivered him out of his afflictions and gave him favor and wisdom in the sight of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And he made him governor over Egypt and all his house. See, so he's going into the history. All right. Now there came a dearth over all the land of Egypt and Canaan, and great affliction, and our fathers found no sustenance. But when Jacob heard that there was corn in Egypt, he sent out our fathers first. Right, so remember, these people are trying to talk shit about Stephen, trying to say he's going against the Holy Spirit, blaspheming the Holy Spirit, that they're setting up false witness against him. You know, they're stirring up the people against him. And this is just like they do with us. And then what does he do? He starts breaking down the history, and the Spirit's on him right here. You know, he starts coming against all these people, you know, because they're coming against him. So he starts dropping history on their ass. All right. Let's keep reading. And at the second time, Joseph was made known to his brethren, and Joseph's kindred was made known unto Pharaoh. Then sent Joseph and called his father Jacob to him, and all his kindred 75 souls. So Jacob went down into Egypt and died, he and our fathers, and were carried away over Sichem and laid in the sepulchre that Abraham bought for a sum of money, and the sons of Amor and the father of Sichem. But when the time of the promise drew nigh, when the Most High had sworn to Abraham, the people grew and multiplied in Egypt. Right, and that's what's happening in spiritual Egypt, by the way. We're multiplying, we're growing, and that's why Esau does the census, because he's really counting you Israelites. That's his main concern. Verse 18, till another king, let me get this way. Till another king arose which knew not Joseph. The same dealt subtly with our kindred, and evil entreated our fathers, so that they cast out their young children to the end they might not live. Right. And that's when Moses, you know, oh, here we go. We're reading it. Verse 20, in which time Moses was born and was exceeding fair and nourished up in his father's house 3 months. Remember, history. All right. Stephen's breaking them down with history. He's going into facts, right? And that's what we do with the scriptures. We break down the history. We go into the facts, right? Verse 21. And when he was cast out, Pharaoh's daughter took him up and nourished him for her own son. Right, that's Moses. In verse 22. And Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and was mighty in words and in deeds. Right. So Moses had all the best teachers. He had all the best everything, because the Lord put him in a, you know, he was right underneath the Pharaoh. All right. Let's see, why is this thing so dark? Let's see, this is a new phone. Here we go. So lucky. There we go. All right. In verse 23, and when he was full 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the sons of Israel. Right. And so when Moses turned 40, he started thinking about his brethren, right? His people. And seeing one of them suffer wrong, he defended them and avenged him that was oppressed, and smote the Egyptian. Right, he killed the Egyptian. For he supposed his brethren would have understood how the Most High by his hand would deliver them, but they understood not. And that's like us. We same thing with us. We're like, our people got to understand this, what we're going to tell them, that they're going to get delivered, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to deliver us. But they don't. We go and tell them that we have a great deliverance coming. You know, we're going to be saved. We're going to have salvation. But they don't believe it. Just like Moses' time. They didn't believe Moses. They didn't believe that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua was going to do what he did to the Egyptians, right? And when ours comes, what do they say? What's the scriptures say? Wisdom of Solomon 5:2, talking about our salvation, right? It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, right? Because they're not looking for us to go up in the chariots, brothers. They're not thinking about that. They don't believe that. But that's what's going to happen, all right? Acts 7 and 26. And I'm sorry, but oh no, I'm on 26. And the next day he showed himself unto them as they strove, and would have set them at one again, saying, Sirs, ye are brethren, why do you wrong one to another? But he that did his neighbor wrong thrust him away, saying, Who made thee a ruler and a judge over us? That's how they are with us. That's how the 2/3 are. Who do you think you are? Who do you think? You guys think you got the truth? You guys think you know about salvation and we don't? They're the same way with us, right? Are they not? Who do you think you are judging us? It's the same thing, man. Nothing new under the sun, man. I got to bring it out. Ecclesiastes. Let me grab that. Ecclesiastes 1. Is it 9 or 7? Yeah, 9. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun, right? Nothing new under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, See, this is new, it hath been already of old time, which was before us? And the answer is no, there's nothing new under the sun, man. The scriptures tells us that. And we go into this book of Acts 7 and 26, 27. And it's the same thing. They're saying the same thing to us that they did to the Stephen and Moses, right? But he that did his neighbor wrong thrust him away, saying, Who made thee a ruler and a judge over us? That's how they act. Who made you a judge over us? Why are you judging me? Only God can judge me, That's what they say. Verse 28, Would thou kill me as thou did the Egyptian yesterday? Then fled Moses at this saying, and was a stranger in the land of Midian, where he begat 2 sons. And when 40 years were expired, there appeared to him in the wilderness of Mount Sinai an angel of Yahweh in a flame of fire in a bush. All right? And we see the angels, right? Matter of fact, the brothers in LA just had an angel visit their camp last week, which was, all over the internet, and the Brotherhood was, everybody's doing videos on that thing because, hey, that was a beautiful thing, man. Yahweh put an angel, right above the camp, right? He was standing watch over the camp in LA. Verse 31. When Moses saw it, he wondered at the sight, and as he drew near to behold it, the voice of Yahweh came unto him. Right, so he went to go look up close, and that's when he heard Yahweh's voice, saying, I am the Most High of thy fathers, the Most High of Abraham, the Most High of Isaac, the Most High of Jacob. Then Moses trembled and durst not behold. Right, and that means he was scared, and he didn't want to look on because he was so scared. Then said Yahweh to him, Put off thy shoes from thy feet, for the place where thou standest is holy ground. Okay. I have seen the affliction of my people which is in Egypt, and I have heard their groaning, and I am come down to deliver them. And now come, I will send thee into Egypt. And see, this is when Moses was being called by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to deliver the Israelites out of Egypt. And then what is it? He sees the affliction. Right now, he sees the affliction, man. That's why the men were out there sighing and crying. And we're sighing and crying for the elect right now, because the elect is going to be delivered out of spiritual Egypt. All right? Ezekiel, let's get it, Ezekiel 9 and verse 4. And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right, so we're getting that mark, that tawah, put in our foreheads, which is a mark of exemption, and we're going to get delivered by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in our affliction, just like in the book of Acts we're reading here, and really in Exodus, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai delivered the Israelites out of Egypt during the time of their affliction. Okay, so how much more and how much greater is our Exodus going to be? The second Exodus out of the ancient or spiritual Egypt, out of spiritual Egypt is going to be a greater deliverance. Okay. And let's go to Acts 7 and 35. This Moses whom they refused, saying, Who made thee ruler and a judge, and the same did the Most High to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the angel which appeared to him in the bush. He brought them out. After that he had showed wonders and signs in the land of Egypt, in the Red Sea, and in the wilderness 40 years. This is that Moses which said unto the sons of Israel, A prophet shall Yahweh your power raise up unto you of your brethren like unto me, and ye shall hear. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel, and spake to him in the Mount Sinai with our fathers, who received the lively oracles to give unto us. Right. To whom our fathers would not obey and trust him and in their hearts turned back again into Egypt. And that's the same thing. Nothing new under the sun. The same thing's happening, man. And I said trust, but it said, but thrust him from them. Because these Israelites, right now, they don't want to listen to us. They don't want to obey the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Because I could see if we were using our own words and you didn't obey us, but we're actually not using our words. We're using the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and you people are rebellious, all right? Verse 40, saying unto Aaron, Make us gods to go before us, for as for this Moses, which brought us out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And they made a calf in those days, and offered sacrifice unto the idol, and rejoiced in the works of their own hands. Right, so they turned to idolatry, right? Setting up the golden calf, wickedness. And that's what our people are doing these days, man. They're you know what I'm saying? They're doing wickedness in the eyes of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So I'm actually going to close out on that because I'm getting a little tired. I'm just going to continue reading and then go to bed. I got camp tomorrow. Looking forward to camp. Going to get my rest. But I'm going to go ahead and close out on that. Just going in on, there's nothing new in the sun. And just like Stephen, however you want to say it, he went into the history, He was using the history just like we do. We use the history. Like when we teach, we're using history. We're using the acts of our fathers or our forefathers. And this is everything written aforetime was for our learning, right? And it was no different from the time of Acts, right? So when these heathen, these 2/3 come up against us, hey, just go into the history, right? And expose them and the Spirit's with us, so, the Spirit is always going to be our weapon, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and close out on that. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect.